Hello everyone. It's been a week since the last stream, and the market bounced for a few days since 21st of November. And personally, I don't quite like this bounce, and I'll show the reason why later in the stream. So I've bought Rivian the same, I think it's last Tuesday, the same day which I've streamed. So it's after the stream. I bought it after I closed the stream. So I bought it around here. So right after it breaks out from this 5 minute pullback. Because I'm just couldn't resist of not taking it. So the EMA is converging in 1 hourly, also near the anchor VWAP from this kind of, you can say, a swing high, or the first day of the pullback. And I think more and most importantly, the weekly structure. I really love the pullback and then sharp reclaim. And on the daily, it shows kind of a range. If you're really trying to draw a line, you can see this like tiny range. Like Christian always loves to draw those range, and you can see it's kind of a range breakout in the hourly chart. So even if this trade fails, if it stops me out on Tuesday, and I would still look for another for another opportunity to take it. So I just love this. Really love the relative strengths of this stock, the weekly structure, and the daily and hourly setup. Although it's not the, I would say, the 5-star or a very good looking one, but I still love it. And it's working pretty nice for the past few days. And then the second one would be Tesla. I took it to XETF, and I bought it yesterday during the pullback, and it almost stops me out. It very close to my stop for the low of day. So my entry was at the, I believe the first I believe the 1 minute candle breakout on around 1845. Breaks out from all the EMAs, and kind of you can see the 5 minute opening range highs. I believe this is the 5 minute opening range highs. So put it around here. So my stop is around 2%. A little bit wider than the optimal my optimal stop would be 1.5, around 1.5%. So a little bit wider, but still acceptable, especially for a 2x ETF. So as I've also mentioned in the last stream, Rivian and Tesla are the ones that I really think could be the next leader if the market turns around. So the first I think also the optimal buy point for Tesla would be on last Wednesday during this pullback. So during this pullback, pulls back to the hourly 21. Also the EMAs are converging. So it prints another higher lows, and also near the daily 50 EMA. Although it's under the anchor VWAP, but if you are trying to long Tesla, I would say that this pullback to the daily 50, or you can say the daily 9, and also the hourly 21, would be a good entry. But I missed this one. So I really love the weekly structure of Tesla, the big picture, a very classic VCP, very classic cup with handle. And the daily, the EMAs are also converging too. Why do I pick Rivian when there are no other EV stocks? That is very true. So the sector strength is one of the reason you I buy stock, but it's not a definite reason. I mean, it's not the how does it call? Yeah, it's not a necessary factor. So it is one of the factor. I think is you can say a sufficient factor, but it's not necessary. So sometimes, and I think most of the times, the true market leaders list the whole sector. I don't know, can Rivian be the next leader, but I just love his relative strengths in the weekly pictures and a lot of different reasons that I've just talked about. So the third one, this first stocks that I've bought is the lemonade, also from the last pullback. So again, I missed the optimal entry, which is also the no, it's on the Tuesday, right at the pullback to the anchor VWAP, also the 9 EMA. This one I was watching it, but didn't pull the trigger. So this is the entry. You zoom in. I think the entry. But if you bought it at the 5 minute, you got stopped out if you put it at the low of day. So I think the second attempt would be the best. Or in hindsight, the best one is this flag 5 minute flag breakout. But the stop would be a little bit too wide, and I think probably most of the time I'll put it at this candle, or I don't know. I think I won't wait until it has formed. Maybe I will put it at the 15 minute. Yeah, maybe. But you can see, oh, on the 15 minute, it bounces right at the 150 EMA. So it also found support on the 150 EMA on the 15 minutes. I mean on Monday. A worth looking point. So for lemonade, I put it at the second dip yesterday. So I put it at the 5 minute breakout on this second dip here. It almost took me out before the close, but fortunately it didn't. Lemonade has also have shown the relative strength throughout this pullback. And although I bought Tesla and Lemonade, but I also got stopped out from CSIQ yesterday. I tried to bought at the 5 minute breakout, but it stops me out later at the later yesterday, and also got stopped out from the ONDS. I've also tried to put ONDS on this bounce here, 5 minute candle breakout, but then it also stops me out. So although the market has been gapping up before the market opened, I don't quite like the current market conditions, the low breadth, and also the trade feedback is not that favorable for being aggressive and being too positive for the long side. And more importantly, you can see I'm always tracking Nvidia, and Nvidia is gapping up to the declining EMAs. The weekly 9, the daily, all the daily EMAs. So I think today or this, maybe I would say this week will be pretty important for Nvidia. So if it rejects the 50 EMA and lose the 9 EMA, I fail to close above the 9 EMA and get rejected, this is not a good sign for the whole market, especially when the semis are showing relative strength and Nvidia is showing relative weakness compared to others. I think similar for AMD, also bouncing into the declining EMAs. So if it's going to the upside, it has to stay above the 9 EMA, and then the 21 EMA. But I don't think it is going to happen in this few days. I think it takes maybe 2 or 3 days at least for if it's really going to show some strength and then breaks out to the upside. I think there's a kind of a 50-50 chance for them to reject and then get another down move. So I'm not really that positive for the general markets. And you can see there are a lot of stocks that are still under the EMAs. So I'm actually very cautious. Yesterday, actually, there's a lot of short entries. There is the short entries on the growth names, especially the small caps and the really growth names, the previous leaders, the speculative names. Many of them are bear flagging and then breaks down. But I don't like taking the short entries when the market is gapping down. So yesterday the market gaps down, so I didn't take the short entries. But they get some follow through. This G set is flagging pretty nicely, but it's too illiquid. Fastly too. This LAES looks so similar to the Tesla back in February. Lose all the EMAs and bounce back into the 9 EMA. Lose all the EMAs, bounce back to the 9. Looks so identical. I want more sideways for LAC if I'm going to take maybe sideways for 1 or 2 days would be much better. This undercut and reclaim from Nebius is showing some strengths, so it's worth taking a look. Oh, this is a earnings from Cradle. Unity is also showing huge relative strengths. They are also forming a nice copper handle base. It'd be really nice if it pulls back or gets some kind of entries later this week or maybe next week. Hopefully it won't go straight up. If it's going straight up, it could be a straight up the right side of the base. Following this straight down on the left side, and the right side would probably go straight up. So I'm looking for any potential shorts if the market is showing some weakness after this green open. But although like there are a lot of weakness across the markets, there are also some green shoots, but not much, just some, which makes me a little bit feeling unease for taking shots. And the market is still above the 9 EMA, and there's some other defensive sectors that are still holding up. So it could be a sector rotation, and then gives time for some consolidation for the growth names, for the tech and the speculative names. This breakout is too fast for Cradle. Right now, Nvidia and AMD is holding the 9 EMA. I really love this this ONDS, pulling back very gently. This CSIQ is also pulled back to the anchor VWAP. The main thing for the ONDS is the hourly declining EMAs, but it is converging, so probably it's going to take one side. I mean pick a side. Either it's going up or down. I think I muted my mic. I forget to unmute. Looks like the market is not rejecting over here. Here comes the rejection. BE is holding up pretty well. So if I'm looking for shorts, I'm not going to love this BE action. It's still holding up the 5-minute 9. So far, just breakout from the inside day yesterday. Could be an entry. Quantums are weak, but IONQ is showing some relative strengths, holding up the 9 EMA on daily compared to RGTI and QUBT. So if Quantums is making a higher low here, IONQ could be the leader. When DS is going from red to green, this is pretty amazing. These shakeouts, could it be a shakeout or just a bounce? But given the reaction from other stocks in the market, it's pretty solid. One ONDS to undercut the anchor VWAP here. Maybe pulls back to the 9 EMA, 760-ish. Oh, I just bought some ONDS. This will be a 3% stop. I'm going to take around a 2% stop here. So it will be a 0.5% trade. Today is pretty solid for the upside. The actions are strong. Ooh, app is gapping higher and have some follow through. Palantir has trying to break out from the 50 EMA and also the huge red candle high. This reversal candle has huge selling power and is trying to take out its high. Today's action is much stronger than expected, but still needs to be a little bit cautious about any reversals, potential reversals to the downside, because many of them are grinding back to the declining EMAs. Lumen is strong. MDB is an EP, but the nature of this stock is it's not very tradable. It's more choppy, and normally when it gaps up, when this gaps up, it doesn't have any follow through. So gaps up and then goes sideways, gaps up, goes sideways. Even the gap downs too, gap downs and then goes sideways, gap down, goes sideways. So this thing is not very friendly to the traders. This SoFi could be an entry today. This breakout from the prior day high could be an entry. Lemonade almost I think is going to stop me out in coming seconds. Could also be an entry For hood, it could be. It could be the breakout of previous day high. It's not ideal, but it could be an entry. You can manage the risk very tight here. I still haven't got stopped out from lemonade just yet. Oh, Tesla. Why is my trading view not showing my drawings? It's been. Why is it so loading so slow? I'm probably stop doing any new trades today. And if the market can hold up, like if it's still if it can close strong, then it's a really good sign for being more aggressive in the long side. So any pullbacks after today would be a very good opportunity for entries. The market closed strongly today. Like Nvidia is now reversing, and AMD also. So today is pretty crucial for the next trend on how to position the ourselves into the next trend. Today is pretty crucial. Always preparing for any outcomes, and don't get too excited for this for the actions now. It could be wiped away in a few minutes, but it's been looking pretty good for the long side. Even if it just goes sideways for the remaining of the day, just hold above the gap, just or maybe just a strong close. Okay, lemonade got stopped out. For the screeners, you can go to I think I've shared it in my Twitter or in the Discord, in the Christian's Discord channel. It must been shared it somewhere. I think you can find it. Crypto is bouncing hard today. Looks nice. Looks nice. This strong bounce from crypto is also a good sign, a green sign for the growth names, for the speculative names. Still is most of them are under the 9 EMA. It will be a long way to go. So also let's see how they close today. Can they close strong or not is very, very important. In my opinion, there's no need to rush in, waiting for today, the close of today, or maybe even tomorrow would be better. Because right now a lot of stocks are still under the resistance, under the EMAs. They need some time to decide which direction they want to go. Get rejected right away, or they consolidate for a few days and then gaps down or breakouts to the upside. I think we need a few days. How many open positions I can take? It really depends. I think I've also answered this question in the Christian's Discord. So it mainly depends on how my existing positions are working. So if I have a lot of profit cushions, I can afford a larger number of new positions. And also it also depends on how the market is doing. So whether the market is starting at the start of a new uptrend or at the middle or at the very extended. So if the market is very extended, and then I'm not going to take a huge number of new positions and exposure. So it mainly depends on this too, but also lots of other factors like how my new positions are working. So it really depends. And for I think 80% of the questions, there's no model answer. there's no right or wrong for any answers. Especially, I'm trading like discretionarily. For most of my entries, I don't have a strict set of rules that I have to follow. So really, like many questions, I don't have a standard answer. But I do believe there is one part in trading that I won't change, or I have an answer for that, is the risk management. So no matter which setup you trade or which time frame you are using, you're trading breakouts or pullbacks or mean reversions or whatever, I do think risk management is the most important one, and I always define my risk and cap my risk when I enter this trade. Even before, most of the time before I enter the trade, I you have to know how much you're gonna lose when you're wrong, and then you have to accept the lose. The market is always changing. Like some entries are working better this year, some are not, some are working less favorably, some are working better, breakouts are working better, pullbacks are working better. Like the entry tactics could change, could varies, but risk management never change. So I believe 10 years later, if I'm still trading, I haven't went bankrupt. I'm still using the hard stop and risking maybe not 0.5%, maybe 0.3%, maybe less than 0.5% for each trade I took. I use stop order. But right now things have been pulling back a little bit, which is good. If it stop going down from here, it just goes sideways, which is good. But if it is going to reverse and then goes down quickly, then this SNDK is reversing. Yes, I do hold positions overnight if I'm not up on them, because I don't watch the close. I don't stay awake till the close, so it doesn't stop me out before the close. I will be still in. So market is going down. That's the reversal that I'm talking about. Looks like the stocks are hanging up. Looks like they're hanging up. So I believe that's it for today. And again, I think the close of today is very important. You should better be waiting for the close before doing anything big. If you're trying to short, I think it could be a good entry for now. But I don't feel very comfortable shorting here. So I'm just gonna pass on the shorts. Yep, so always prepare for both sides for the worst case. So thank you everyone, and then see you in the next stream.